Do you all know we just lost 2,000 historic buildings during the recent earthquake in Mexico? In the last 2 years, we have lost more than 100 historic buildings in Iraq and Syria due to the act of vandalism by the local militant groups. According to UNESCO, there are at least 56 World Heritage Sites that are in the danger of destruction. It is not just now, but historically, buildings have been facing severe threats of destruction. Now, I want to ask you all a question. Is it possible to revisit and explore those lost buildings? I would happily say it is possible. My research is about virtually reconstructing the lost historic buildings. Historically, buildings have been facing severe threats that's due to various human and natural causes. But why are we concerned about the historic buildings? Historic buildings teach us about the past. They are the physical links to the past and helps in forming and imprinting a cultural memory within us. But when a building gets totally destroyed, what we have to learn about the past? We have sketches, photographs, building ruins, textual records, etc. Yet, these resources are not sufficient enough to create a complete picture of the lost structure in our mind due to its unorganized nature and the lack of possibility to interact within the building. My research here at Texas A&M can contribute towards solving this problem. Researchers have identified simulating a real experience is 90% effective as a learning tool compared to reading a text, looking at a picture, or looking at an exhibit that is effective only 10, 30, and 50% respectively. My research aims to virtually reconstruct the lost building and develop it as a virtual reality-based experiential model that allows people to wear a head-mounted display and walk inside the building virtually and access the historic information using the designed interfaces and the virtual avatars. We have chosen a locally identified lost building, namely Seoul University, and I'm reconstructing the model using the resources available at the local museum. Using such documentation, people can personally experience the space at a human scale and correlate the information with the built spaces. Also, my research involves identifying the factors affecting the learning experience in a virtually reconstructed model. This can help the historians, archaeologists, and researchers who attempt to create such documentation in future. To conclude, my research is an attempt to develop a new way of documenting information about lost historic buildings using a virtually reconstructed model and educate the current and the future generations about the past.